What's up, guys? It's Miss Johnson, and today we're going to talk about using adjectives that compare. Now, remember, an adjective describes a noun. Does anybody remember what a noun is? Just tell me. Right, it's a person, place, thing, or animal. So an adjective, we use adjectives to describe a noun. So for example, here is a bottle. A bottle is a noun because it is a thing. If I was to use an adjective to describe this noun, I would say it's big. And so my sentence would be, the water bottle is big. I just described, or I just used an adjective to describe my water bottle. Now, what happens when we want to compare two nouns, right? Now I have two bottles. I have two things, two nouns, two bottles, and I want to compare them using adjectives. When you compare two nouns, you have to add ER to the adjective. So this bottle is big. This water bottle is bigger. We add ER at the end of the adjective. So here's the sentence. The water bottle is bigger than the other one. Now, what if I wanted to compare three items or three bottles, right? I have one water bottle, two water bottles, three water bottles, and I want to compare all three of them. Well, when you compare three or more nouns, you add EST to the adjective. So remember, our adjective was big, right? Because that's how we describe this water bottle. We said it was big. We said this water bottle is bigger. So this water bottle is going to be biggest. We just add EST to the adjective. So my sentence would be, the green water bottle is the biggest of all. So let's practice. The pencil is long. What is the adjective in this sentence? So that the pencil is the noun. What is describing the pencil? Long, right? We said that the pencil is long. Long is describing the pencil. The next one, it says the pen is longer than the pencil. Can you tell me what is the adjective in this sentence that's comparing the pen and the pencil? Longer, right? And it has that ER at the end of the adjective to let you know they're comparing two nouns. The last sentence says the straw is the longest of all. Can you point out the adjective that describes the straw? Yeah, it's longest, right? And we know that we're comparing three or more things when we have EST. So we're comparing the pen, the straw, and the pencil in this sentence. And we know that the straw is the longest of all of them. So now it's your turn. Here I have three friends. I have Mike, I have Tom, and I have Khalil. And so you're going to use the adjective tall to describe Tom. Okay, and so I have a sentence starter here and it says, Tom is blank than Mike. So we know that Mike is tall, right? That would be our sentence. That would be our adjective to describe Mike because he's tall, right? He's tall to somebody, so he's tall. Mike is tall. And so how would we use tall to describe or to compare Tom and Mike? And then you're also going to do the same thing for Khalil. How would you use the adjective tall to describe Khalil? And so what you're going to do now is you're going to pause the video and you're going to fill in the blank using the adjective tall. But remember, you have to add ER if you're comparing two things or EST if you're comparing three or more things. So just finish those two sentences. Tom is blank than Mike. Khalil is the blank student. So for Tom, you would say would you say Tom is tall than Mike? Tom is taller than Mike. Tom is tallest than Mike. You fill in the blank. And then for Khalil, you'll say Khalil is tall student. Khalil is the taller student. Khalil is the tallest student. So now I want you to pause the video and fill in the blank to those sentences and come back and check your work with me. You may pause the video now. Great job on working through those two problems and figuring out which adjective fits best in this sentence and making sure that you are using them correctly to compare. So the first one was Tom is blank than Mike. If we look at Tom and we have to use our adjective tall, we know that Tom is he tall than Mike, taller than Mike, or tallest than Mike? I hope you put taller, right? Because we're only comparing two nouns. We're comparing Mike and we're comparing Tom. That's two people. So we have to use our adjective with the ER. Same thing with Khalil. Here we know that we're comparing Mike, Tom, and Khalil. So that's three people or three nouns, right? And so when we compare three or more nouns, we have to add EST. So here it is. Khalil is the tallest student. I hope you guys wrote that down. You guys did really good today learning a new skill, but the only way to get better is to practice, practice, practice. So keep on practicing, guys. You did a great job. Adios.